That's the beautiful recent runaway hit, the Tamil indie song ENJOY ENJAAMI. And if you haven't heard, grab your headphones, go to YouTube and have a listen. It'll blow you away, I guarantee you that. So what's up with the song? Why all this craze? Most people who listen to the song get the grooving music, the lush visuals and the haunting vocals. They also broadly get that it's about nature. But without the cultural and political context and subtext, they're missing out on a whole lot. And once you get it, it's hard to listen to the same song the same way. So here I'm going to try to deconstruct and interpret some of the rich symbolism that suffuses the lyrics and the video, and hopefully it'll help people enjoy the song better. So what's the song about? It's basically about three related themes. One, it's about nature, as most people get it from the video itself. But it's also a lament against what's being lost in the name of development, kind of like a call to cherish what we have inherited. And thirdly, it's a protest against the injustices towards the Dalits and other disenfranchised people, all rolled into one. Before I go into the lyrics, a bit of background. The song is about the male singer Arivu's grandmother, who was forced to work as a plantation worker in Sri Lanka. And when she returned to Tamil Nadu, she worked as a landless laborer for most of her life. So this is her story, her lived experience. So without further ado, here we go. What a captivating opening to that music video. Very beautiful, and hats off to everyone involved. It's not the usual visuals or the usual tonality. You're transported to a different world right away. I'm going to take a minute here to explain where this is all coming from and highlight some of the hidden political messages here. The song begins with this catchy and sonorous beating of the drum. The drum itself is called the parai, which is an authentic Tamil instrument and also traditionally associated with the Dalits and other disenfranchised people, known as the parayar, or the lowest caste in India. The English word pariah indeed comes from this. The drum beat is followed by an ululation, and both the ululation as well as the parai are associated with funerals as well. So here is this beautiful song starting out on quite a happy note, but not in an auspicious way. Instead, they're using traditional funerary symbols. So here's an immediate declaration of caste transgression, kind of saying, I'm going to bring my culture and my music that's been long ignored or even despised to the mainstream, and I'm not going to be bogged down by any caste boundaries. Another transgression that you're going to see is the dark-skinned people in this video. Dark skin, again, is a caste marker in India that you very rarely see on mainstream media or TV or even in Bollywood. Here they are brought to the mainstream saying, my time has come. These opening lyrics give us the setting, the flora and the fauna where Valiyamal grew up or worked in. Old farmer tilling the land, the kingfisher bird sitting on the tree in hiding, that kind of stuff. The last two lines, Tannilodum tavalaki, cuckoo, cuckoo, kambali puchi tangachi. Literally, frogs flitting about in the water with caterpillars as its siblings. The subtext here is a symbiosis among the various earthlings, that delicate balance that holds everything together. These three lines talk about some of the natural elements used for makeup, like the lily flower bracelet or the jasmine garland or sandalwood paste that women folk traditionally used. The subtext here is how we moved away from such natural elements towards modern chemical makeup and the loss of traditional ways of decking oneself up. Enguru Kuttalame. Kuttalam is a town in Tamil Nadu famous for its waterfalls, and Arivu, the male singer, comes from a village nearby. I love that bragging tone of Enguru. It's a reminder of the pride one must have for one's roots.
சுருக்கு பையமா வெத்தல மட்டையம்மா சுமந்த கையம்மா மத்தலம் கொட்டியம்மா தாயம்மா தாயம்மா என்ன பண்ண மாயம்மா பள்ளியம்மா வேறாண்டி சங்கதிய கூறாண்டி கண்ணடிய காணாண்டி இந்த பேராண்டி.
What a nice change in the beat and tonality. Don't you feel like grooving to it all day? Surukku payyamma vettala mattayamma somanda kayyamma mathalam kuttiyamma. Tightly written lyrics about the way life for men and women folk working hard in the fields. Women folk carry around a drawstring purse with betel leaves and nut, which incidentally helps a lot with digestion. And men folk whose hands toiled all day in the fields relax in the evening by playing drums. நல்லபடி வாழ சொல்லி இந்த மண்ணை கொடுத்தானே பூர்வ குடி கம்மங்கர காணி எல்லாம் பாடி திரிஞ்சானே ஆதிக்குடி நாய் நரி பூனைக்கும் தான் இந்த ஏரி குளம் கூட சொந்தமடி கம்மாங்கர காணி எல்லாம் பாடி திரிஞ்சானே ஆதிக்குடி. It's a salute to those people whose music did not come from formal training or lessons, but from nature, whether it's while working in the fields or roaming or simply relaxing on the banks of a river. And then comes one of the central themes of the song, of equality among all beings. Nai neri punaikum dan inde eri kulam kuda sondamadi. It declares that the land and water belongs not just to man, but to the dogs, foxes and cats as well. It's a pointed criticism of the current economic thinking centered only on mankind. Enjoy enjaami vango vango onnari amma ye ambari inda inda mummari. Enjoy enjaami vango vango onnari amma ye ambari inda inda mummari. There is so much cultural context and subtext here in these chorus lines that you just heard. It's hard to capture all of it, but I'm going to try. The two striking words here, enjaami, is actually a concatenation of two Tamil words, en sami, literally meaning my lord. It comes from that part of Tamil Nadu where adults not just addressed each other, but also young children, either respectfully or even reverentially. Arivu says that this is how his grandmother addressed him lovingly. So it's a term of endearment as well as a term of veneration, kind of giving a nod to that tradition of accepting divinity in everything, no matter what age, size, or color. At the same time, paradoxically, this same word evokes painful memories in the lower caste who perforce had to address upper caste as my lord. Vango Vango Vannagi is an open invitation for everyone, irrespective of their caste, creed, or color, or any other differences, to come together and enjoy. It is also suggestive of a defiance by those disenfranchised that no matter what was denied to them, no matter what humiliation they had to endure, no one can take away their state of happiness. And the visuals, such as like dancing in the rain or singing in the open air, further emphasize this point. Ammai Ambari goes one step further. Ambari is the seat one uses to sit on top of an elephant. And these lines suggest that the Dalits can not only be joyous, but also hold their head high up with pride, like the king or queen riding an elephant. And finally, the lines, Inda Inda Mummari. Mari in Tamil means rains, and Mummari refers to rains that come on time no matter what the season is, all 3 seasons. Hinting that for a farmer, there's no greater joy than timely rains. There is some more visual symbolism where you see Dee's finger adorned with that elephant ring, which is another defiant stance possibly against how Dalits were prevented from wearing jewelry or even proper clothes historically.
ஒப்பனை யாரு மயிலுக்கு குக்கு குக்கு பச்சைய பூசும் பாசிக்கு குக்கு குக்கு குச்சிய அடுக்குன கூட்டுக்கு.
No one taught the hen to lay eggs, nor did anyone tell the peacock to dollar, nor the algae to spread its green, nor did the birds learn engineering to collect sticks and build their nest. It's just what they do. Lovely lyrics to remind us that there's much we can learn from nature.
வரப்பு மேட்டுக்கார வேர்வை தண்ணி சொக்கா மினுக்கு நாட்டுக்கார அகட்டி கருப்பட்டி பூதாங்கோடு மண்ணு சட்டி அதோட கூடு கட்டி ஆரம்பிச்ச நாகரிகம் செஞ்சன ஜனக்கு ஜன மக்களே.
Those lines, Varappu Mettukara Verva Thanni Sokka, honors those whose sweat and labor has gone into the building of much of our wealth. I'm going to digress a little bit here and explain something. In Tamil, Sokka colloquially means a shiny new shirt that one may wear on a festive occasion. The song wistfully claims that the only shiny shirt for farmers or landless laborers is their sweat. Athoram Kudukatti Arambicha Nagarigam highlights how much of our civilization started with those people who lived harmoniously with nature, like in huts on riverbanks. What beautiful lines. நான் 5 மரம் வளர்த்தேன், அழகான தோட்டம் வச்சேன், தோட்டம் செழித்தாலும் என் தொண்ட நனையிலேயே. Such a haunting lament sung in the funerary Opari style. It says, I grew this beautiful garden that thrives, but my throat remains parched, relaying the suffering and pain of the landless laborer who, despite nurturing this land for most of her life, never gets to see the fruits of her labor. It's also a metaphor for, despite the many talents and skills they've had, the Dalit culture has been suppressed through the ages, but their thirst to showcase it remains unquenched.
பூட்டன் காத்த பூமி ஆட்டம் போட்டு காட்டும் சாமி ராட்டு நந்தா சுத்தி வந்தா சேவ கூவச்சு அது போட்டு வச்ச எச்சம் தானே காடா மாறிச்சு நம்ம நாடா மாறிச்சு இந்த வீடா மாறிச்சு.
Such thought-provoking lines. The earth moves around once every day, and the magic of the rooster crowing happens again. It's the excrement of the rooster and such birds that fertilize our forests that are now disappearing, yielding to the rapid and thoughtless urbanization. It's a call against deforestation and to protect what's been bequeathed to us. You miss nothing, you are no less, the grandmother lovingly tells her grandson. It's another defiant stance that despite all the oppression that they have faced, with love and nature surrounding them, no one is any less than anyone else. One sees the same defiance and subversion when one contrasts the golden throne that Dee sits on with the apparent wicker throne that Arivu's grandmother sits on in the closing shot. That one can be a queen no matter what. Thanks everyone for listening. Hope you enjoyed it.